But Prabhupada had a very soft corner for me because I used to go and meet Prabhupada and argue with him. I'll tell you what happened. Prabhupada came and lived just exactly in the opposite building at Nepean Road leading to Warden Road. It's called the Seaface Park. And every day I could see Prabhupada because he was there. This was before the Juhu temple was built or even conceived. And my wife and I used to go there, and out of just respect, I would offer my obeisances and listen to Prabhupada. But I was more following the Mayavad philosophy. And I kept on arguing with Prabhupada. I asked Prabhupada, Prabhupada, look, after all, it's Brahman which is supreme, not Krishna. Brahman takes the form of Krishna, Rama, Narsingh, etc. That's the basic philosophy of Mayavad. And Prabhupada visibly used to get very, very annoyed. And he would put up with my nonsense initially. He would even give prasadam, he would give his association. But he would say, who has told you all these nonsense things? This is all rascaldom. And then I would say, my spiritual teacher is Chinmanyanand Swami. Ah, that rascal, the biggest Mayavadi in the world today. Ask him, if he is Narayan, why is he getting old? Why his teeth is falling off? Why his hair is getting grey? Why is he not looking young like Narayan? He's calling himself Narayan, he calls other Mayavadis Narayan, other Mayavadis call him Narayan. This is all nonsense. God is always God, he doesn't become God. We are always Jivatma, we'll always be Jivatma. We are parts and parcels of God, and the part and parcel can never be the same as the complete whole. And I was confused because Prabhupada's logic seemed quite clear. But I still wanted to make sure that he wasn't conning around, because when you come from a city like Bombay or New York, you meet so many such people. And in India, lots of these so-called spiritual teachers collected money and sold mantras and did all that nonsense. So then I would go back to Chinmanyanand Swami and I would say, Swamiji, there's one question. Why do you get old? If you control Mother Nature, Mother Nature has the habit of making everything deteriorate. Why are you getting old? Can you not control that? And he would say, no, I have to look older so that people, respect me more. So I would go back and tell Prabhupada that he has to look older because people will respect him more. Prabhupada would say, that is rascaldom. He can't, he can never, because Mother Nature is under Krishna's control and not under his control. He will always be controlled by nature. You go and tell him that. So I'd go back and I would tell him that. And Prabhupada would usually quote some of the verses from Bhagavad Gita, And like Lord Krishna says, Sarva Bhuteshu Aham Brajabit Pita. I am the seed-giving father. And he can't be the seed-giving father of everybody. So slowly, over a period of 7 years, I tried to find fault or inconsistency in Prabhupada's books, teachings, tape recordings, etc. I couldn't find a single inconsistency or untruthfulness. There was no duplicity, which is very, very common in people who are doing some sort of variations of religion. But Prabhupada was sticking to the original teachings of Lord Chaitanya, the original teachings of Lord Krishna. It was unique. And eventually it was the point on which Prabhupada asked me, go and ask Chinmanyanand Swami to come and argue with me and we can have a debate. So on what point shall we arrange this debate? I asked Prabhupada. So Prabhupada said, we are going to debate on the point, is Chinmanyanand Swami going to lift the Govardhan hill or not? If he's God, he should be able to do that. God did it. And if he knows what's in my mind and everybody's mind, then he is God, he is Paramatma. But if he only knows the restricted thing about his own body, that too to some extent, not fully, he's just another human being who's trying to cheat God, and he's trying to cheat everyone else. I went and told Chinmanyanand Swami, are you prepared to have this debate? We can arrange this debate. It'll once and for all resolve this awful doubt I have now as to which of you two are the real spiritual master, as you say in America, who's the real McCoy. And so it was that Chinmanyanand Swami refused to attend this debate. And I asked Chinmanyanand Swami, can you please tell me whether you can know what's in the minds of everyone? Because God says, Paramatma, I am in everyone. So he knows what's going on. Can you do that? For instance, do you know what, I'll sit down now and I'll do some thinking, something different. Would you be able to write down what I'm thinking about? And he says, no, I can't, I'm not a mind reader. I said, no, we are not talking about reading minds. I'm talking about if you are really at a so-called elevated level where you are one with God, then you should know that. It's somewhat like, you plugged yourself into a computer which has all the memory of so many facts, and you should be able to retrieve that, information. So I asked him that, and he just couldn't do it. And then I surrendered to Prabhupada. I became his driver.